Good evening and welcome to NEWSBREAK Live. I'm Hiba Sama. Thanks for joining us on this special New Year's Day. As millions of Californians ring in the new year, this time of year also means new laws will go into effect. While California lawmakers wrote nearly 1,200 new bills, Governor Jerry Brown signed off on 1,016, of which many took effect today. Some are momentous, while others may seem minor, and their impact ranges from personal to professional. One of the most talked about topics in 2018 was gun control, and Brown signed into law a bill requiring rifle and shotgun owners to be at least 21 years of age, which is the current requirement for handgun owners. Then Me Too movement is changing the way we talk about sexual harassment in the workplace. In California, mandated training for supervisors was only required at large companies. Now, all workers at any business with at least 5 employees must receive at least an hour of instruction on workplace sexual harassment, 2 hours if they are a supervisor. This will be required within 6 months of being hired at a new job. New moms will also benefit with new lactation accommodations required to employees. And this next one drew national attention as California put in place a ban on unrequested plastic straws in dine-in restaurants. This hopes to reduce the number of plastic straws floating in the ocean. To check out all of the new laws going into effect, go to the state's website at ca.gov/agency/legislature-california-state. Leading up to New Year's Day, hundreds of volunteers were hard at work to get the Torrance Rose Float ready for this morning's big debut. It's a Torrance tradition that dates back to 1914. The city's participation in the Tournament of Roses parade has brought home many awards in a number of categories. They range from First Prize, Merit Award, Red Rose Award, Grand Marshal's Trophy, Governor's Trophy, Princess Trophy, and many, many more. Volunteers from the Torrance Rosefoot Association worked tirelessly all week to help decorate this year's float titled The Power of Music. The theme to this year's parade is the Melody of Life. The winning float design was chosen from one of 9 submissions entered by students in Torrance. The winning design came from West High School student Justin Kim. Congratulations to all the students who participated. Today marks the 130th Rose Parade. You can get more information on how you can participate in next year's float design and decoration. Go online to torrancerosefloat.org. While Southern California may not be known for its rainy weather, it's reassuring to know the city is always prepared. The street maintenance department at the Torrance City Yard offers free sandbags for local residents living in single-family homes and duplexes throughout the year. The City Yard gives out a maximum of 25 filled sandbags per resident. During after hours, Torrance residents can call Torrance Fire Station 1 to find the closest fire station offering free sandbags. The City Yard is located at 2500 Madrona Avenue. Now that the Christmas holiday is behind us, the city wants residents to know how to properly dispose of their holiday trees. According to Public Works Waste Management Coordinator Alison Sherman, residents can put out unflocked trees anytime in the green waste recycling container. Residents are asked to remove all tinsel, ornaments, and stands before putting them out on the curb. And if your tree is over 6 feet tall, be sure to cut them in half. Now, Alison Sherman will join us later for the second half of NEWSBREAK Live to talk more about the services the Public Works Department offers, especially this time of year. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Local organizations are teaming up to get the word out about volunteering for an important event this month. The South Bay Coalition to End Homelessness is looking for 550 volunteers, local volunteers. The project consists of counting the homeless population in the South Bay in one night. The annual count helps get official statistics of what homelessness looks like in our communities. The information calculated then brings needed services and housing to the area. There are 14 locations hosting their facility for the count in the greater South Bay area. The one in Torrance will be at the Ken Miller Recreation Center. Volunteers can come to this location for a training overview and then join a team to look for people that may be experiencing homelessness. In 2016, 3,663 people were identified as experiencing homelessness in the South Bay, and in Torrance, 107 people were facing homelessness. The South Bay Coalition partners with the Greater Los Angeles Homeless Count. Officials say the count wouldn't be possible without the help of the Torrance Police Department as well as the countless volunteers. About 40 to 50 volunteers are needed for the Torrance area. The event takes place on Wednesday, January 23rd from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. To sign up, you can go to theycountwillyou.org and click on the link to sign up. You can pick the location where you'd like to help. You must be 18 years old to participate. The New Year's holiday didn't stop shoppers from stopping by the Torrance Farmers Market today. With nearly 60 California farms bringing top quality produce to Torrance, many shoppers filled their grocery bags with locally grown fruits and vegetables, eggs, honey, bread, herbs, nuts, and even flowers. In this season, this month, and some which are offered year-round include apples, avocados, grapes, grapefruit, kiwi, oranges, tangerines, beets, broccoli, cabbage, carrots, cauliflower, celery, collards, garlic, lettuce, mustard, onions, peas, and potatoes. The Torrance Farmers Market is located at Charles Wilson Park and takes place every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., rain or shine. On New Year's Day, it was business as usual for the Del Amo Fashion Center. Open this morning to shoppers at 10 a.m., the mall will remain open until 9 p.m. tonight. The only day the shopping center closed this holiday season was on Christmas Day. Leading up to the holiday, the mall offered extended hours to shoppers buying last-minute Christmas gifts and now to shoppers searching for those post-holiday deals today. You can find out what fun events are happening at the mall by going online. Just go to simon.com/mall/Del Amo Fashion Center. While the malls were open today, banks, government buildings, or the postal office were not. Most major banks, along with federal, state, and local government buildings, were closed for the New Year's Day holiday. The United States Postal Service will resume back to normal schedule tomorrow. As we move into the new year, the flu season also continues as it traditionally peaks this month. New this season, officials say the flu vaccines have been updated to better match circulating viruses. For the 2018-2019 season, the nasal spray flu vaccine is again recommended option for those who are not pregnant and who are between the ages of 2 to 49. While the Centers for Disease Control recommends people get their flu vaccines by the end of October, getting vaccinated even this time of year can still be beneficial. The CDC states nearly 80,000 influenza-related deaths were accounted for between 2017 to 2018, and nearly 960,000 people were hospitalized for the flu in the U.S. Officials say along with the vaccine, everyday preventative measures include staying away from sick people, washing hands often to reduce the spread of germs, and if you're sick, stay home from work or school to prevent spreading the flu to others. For more information, go to the cdc.gov/feature/fight-the-flu. Well, in just 2 minutes, Alison Sherman from the Torrance Public Works Department is here to talk about what to do with those Christmas trees. We'll be back in just 2 minutes.
So there you are, Shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it. First impression. My way in. But, here's the thing. Can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Can one piece of paper really tell you my whole story? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or how anytime there was an opportunity, I was the first one to step up. Because I wasn't gonna let my life, my circumstances dictate who I was gonna become. And all of that determination, the commitment, the drive, that's me. And that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent, like me.
Welcome back to the second half of NEWSBREAK Live, and joining me is Alison Sherman, who is the Waste Management Coordinator for the city's Public Works Department. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Happy holidays.
You too.
And
thanks.
New Year, I should say.
Yes.
And while families continue to enjoy their Christmas tree and all their holiday decorations, they still have time to properly recycle their Christmas tree thanks to a free pickup service here in the city. So talk to me about that.
The City of Torrance offers a special collection of Christmas trees to their residents, people who have the city's service, of course. And it's available, it started this year, December 26th, and it will go to January 10th. And if you are not able to use your green waste container for your Christmas tree recycling, this is the program you need. You would put your tree out without tinsel, without ornaments, no stand, and you would put it out next to your containers during that time period on the same day as your regular collection day, and it will be collected during that time. Also, if the tree is over 6 feet, please cut it in half. Otherwise, any time of the year, you can recycle your Christmas tree in your green waste container. Again, if it's too tall, cut it in half. And again, we will not be able to take any unflocked trees. Those are considered, unfortunately, because of the plastic, they are trash, and you would have to cut them up and put them in your regular black trash can.
Why is recycling your Christmas tree so important?
Well, it's good for the environment. I mean, it's a lot of people now are switching to artificial trees, or you could even sometimes rent a tree for Christmas. But for those of us who still like to have that fresh smell of pine and want to have a beautiful tree in our home during the time period, and then unfortunately it's going to die. So if you're not able to replant it or use it in any other way, recycling is the best option, so it is not wasted. It at least becomes a part of compost.
Great. So people, if it's a tree that's over 6 foot, just cut it in half, and the service is just put it on your curb, right? Obviously not on the sidewalks. I think that's important so no one runs over it.
Right. Put it near your containers, usually in the area where everything is picked up.
It seems like a great service that the city has had for years and years to help residents. A lot of cities may not have this, right?
Well, cities do different things. Because of the green waste programs, a lot of cities no longer have any kind of drop-off program of any type. And so we usually are relying on whoever is providing your service. For example, in the city of Torrance, if you are in a multifamily home or if you are in a business, then you would need to contact your own private waste hauler. They should be able to provide you with a program for picking up your Christmas trees as well. So it's all done a little bit differently. The County of Los Angeles has in the past offered a drop-off program, usually just one weekend in January. If that becomes available, we will have it on our website at torranceca.gov/publicworks.
Okay, so talk to me a little bit more about other ways people can recycle and be a little bit more eco-friendly with the holidays finishing up.
Yes, unfortunately, the time period between Thanksgiving and New Year's tends to produce about 40% more waste than any other time of the year. So what you can do to be a little more careful and a little more environmentally friendly during the holidays is to just take a few simple steps. When you are entertaining, use reusable materials and napkins and glasses instead of disposable. For gift giving, use reusable bags instead of paper. Or at the end of the holidays, save some of your wrapping and bows and tissue paper that can't be regularly recycled and reuse it for the following year. So a lot of simple little things like that. Every little thing you do can make a difference in how you deal with the waste coming out of your home.
And we're going to talk a little bit more about the waste that Torrance residents are producing here and recycling. But tell me about batteries. People can use rechargeable batteries instead of just using the regular ones?
Oh, yeah, that's a wonderful idea. If you're giving gifts that require batteries, include some rechargeables. That way you'll be able to use the batteries over and over and not have to throw them away so quickly. And of course, never throw batteries away. Batteries are hazardous materials. Rechargeable batteries can be recycled along with electronics. But batteries like AA batteries and C batteries that are called alkaline batteries, those ones are the ones with the more dangerous chemicals inside, and we have hazardous waste drop-offs for you to deal with those materials.
And obviously your department hosts wonderful events, and we're going to talk about the oil filter event that's coming up soon. But speaking of pickup, we were just talking about, for viewers who are tuning in, pick up Christmas trees. Talk to me about how people can request a free pickup for large or other bulkier items in the city.
Yes, if you are a customer of the City of Torrance, and that should apply to almost every single family home, some duplexes and even some 3 and 4 unit homes can have city service. What happens is we offer one free large item pickup a year. I believe it takes about 15 items at a time, and it could be anything from a refrigerator to a water heater, appliances, patio furniture, anything that you feel cannot be reused by anyone else and needs to be disposed of. And that's free once a year to everyone who has the city program. But we now have an additional. If you have another need for a pickup throughout the same year, you can get a second or a third pickup even for a small fee. Just call the City Public Works and they can tell you how that would work for you.
So talk to me about recycling. The residents here in the city of Torrance do such a great job with recycling, but you did mention that it is declining a bit. So what is the current state? What do you want people to know when they throw out the next book or piece of paper or hazardous piece?
Well, the thing we'd like you to know is that you can recycle more than you probably think. Even though there are some difficulties and there's lots of changes in the markets right now, we are staying with our current program, and so we encourage you to recycle as much as you can. When you're recycling paper, you can recycle magazines, you can recycle milk jugs and milk cartons, you can recycle juice cartons that have the plastic spout on them, you can recycle hardcover and softcover books if they can't be donated. Always donate to the library first, but if they can't be, if they're in such poor condition, they can be recycled in this program as well. So lots of different paper products. The only thing we watch for is anything that's carbon paper we can't handle, and anything with food product on it. If it's clean, even if it's a pizza box, if it looks clean to you, it's probably good, and go ahead and put that in your recycling container. We also recycle, of course, glass. Almost any kind of glass we can recycle. That usually was something you bought a beverage in. So we're thinking more along the lines of, bottles and cans kind of thing. And any color, that's fine too. Wine, beer, anything like that is fine.
Are there any items that people don't recycle or don't put into the right bin, but they probably should?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure, because actually Torrance is known for having some of the cleanest and best recycling streams ever. And that's actually been our benefit when we go out to bid and for vendors looking for bringing in more materials. Torrance has a very good reputation. So you're doing very well. We just want to make sure that you recycle as much as you can. So look for, we have information on our website. We have brochures we can send to your home. If you call in, you say, I'd like the brochure that lists all the different things I can put into the recycling bin. Please give us a call at Public Works, and we'll help you get that into information.
You guys put out so many great resources and information for the public, and in the new year, you're going to be sending out some more information. Talk to me about the map that some residents will be receiving.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. Is this appropriate? Okay. We're going to be sending this out hopefully in January, and it's going to be personalized for each home in the city of Torrance who has city service, and we're going to give you a little update on how you are doing as opposed to how your neighbors are doing. So depending on where you fall in the map, you'll get a different flyer that will tell you are you recycling enough? Do you need to recycle more? And then on the back, we'll give you some additional information and a link you to our website so you could find out about how to make sure you're recycling as much as you possibly can. So hopefully you'll be seeing that in your water bill coming in the new year.
The city, as I mentioned, hosts many great events. We recently hosted the electronic waste and free paper recycling event. Now there is another one that's coming up that doesn't have to do with paper. It has to do with oil filters. So talk to me about the event that's coming up on February 23rd.
On February 23rd, which is a Saturday, we're going to have one of our used oil and filter exchange events. I think we have about 4 of them throughout the year. And you can always find them out on our affiliated website, recycletorrance.org, which is dedicated to hazardous waste and used oil recycling. So there's a lot of good information there. So on that day at O'Reilly's on 190th Street, we're going to be holding an event there from 9 to 1. And what we'll allow is for people to bring in up to 2 different filters, oil filters, that they have used and are ready to get rid of. You bring them in and you exchange them, and you'll get the equivalent of 2 new filters. And that's while supplies last, of course. You can also recycle your used oil as well as your filters at the same location and on the same day. But you can recycle your used oil and your filters anytime at any of our certified centers. We have about 20 different certified centers in the city of Torrance. And if you have contaminated oil, then you can take that to one of the hazardous waste drop-offs and make sure it's recycled there as well.
Speaking of hazardous waste drop-offs, where can people year-round drop off those hazardous materials or electronic waste besides attending some of the events the city hosts?
Well, the County of Los Angeles and the City of Los Angeles have annual programs going on all the time. So they have permanent facilities where you can go every Saturday or Sunday. The closest one to us is in San Pedro at 1400 North Gaffey Street. It's open every Saturday and Sunday from 9 to 3.
Oh, great.
And you can bring all your electronic waste and all your hazardous waste to these events. So that includes chemicals, medicines, sharps, batteries, computer equipment, small appliances, a lot of different things, contaminated oil, all kinds of things you can take. We have examples of this on our website as well, and they can tell you what types of things could be considered hazardous or electronic. And you take those to these places, these permanent facilities, and they'll be recycled or disposed of properly. In addition to the permanent facilities, we have the one-day events, and they rotate throughout the county.
Okay.
But they tend to happen in the same places around the same time every year. So every June, there's going to be an event in Torrance at American Honda, usually the 2nd or 3rd Saturday of that month. Every December, there's an event, usually the 2nd Saturday of the month, at Lomita City Hall. So we're going to be promoting these events so you start to see the pattern of when they're going to be and where they're going to be, and find that you can get to them almost anytime you need throughout the year.
Alison, thank you so much for your time. So much great information. But before we go, is there anything else you'd like to add or tell our viewers about just in time for the holidays and how they can be more eco-friendly?
Well, one thing that's coming up that's very important is, and we thank our residents, they've been doing a fantastic job, but our businesses and our multifamily need to realize that they have to recycle too. It is a state law, and as of January 2019, we are now in the period where anyone who has 4 cubic yards of waste or more a week has got to recycle their organics. You should all already have regular recycling. And now comes organic recycling. And the best way to find out what to do is to contact your existing waste hauler, because they are ready to provide you with the programs you need to make sure you are recycling what you need to recycle, meeting the state requirements, and being the best environmental steward you can be.
So we've been talking about households, local residents, but tell me about the programs the city offers and partners with businesses. You did mention the California Green Business Network. What is that?
That is a program that the City of Torrance received a grant to enter, and it's a statewide program that helps businesses get in compliance with all the different environmental codes, helps them maybe retrofit different equipment to get better lighting and more energy efficient lighting, water conservation, waste management and recycling. All the different environmental things are included, and where we are working with our partner, the South Bay Business Energy Savings Center, I hope I got that right. And they will come out to your business and help you deal and understand and hopefully save some money in the long run and become a part of a network of statewide businesses promoting your business as a green business to the public and letting everyone know how green you can be. So if you're interested, please contact our Economic Development Department at City Hall, and they will help you get into this program.
Wonderful. And we'll have all that information online. But before I let you go, is there any other tips or information you'd like to give our viewers about the holidays and how they can be more eco-friendly?
Okay. Well, first, thank you to the residents. They're doing a wonderful job recycling. We want to help our businesses and our multifamily residents get into the programs they need. It actually is state law that these businesses and multifamily should have recycling programs by now. And beginning January 2019, they will need to be required to have organic programs. So what you need to do to get in, to make sure you're recycling the way you need to be, is please contact your private hauler, the one who's picking up your trash right now. They can help you find out what kind of programs you need and make sure you're recycling as best you can. Plus, we have all of the haulers who operate in the city online at our website. And if you need to go out to bid to find out who can offer you the best programs, that's the way to do it. Please give us a call if you have any questions.
Thank you so much for your time, Alison.
Thank you.
Well, that does it for NewsBreak Live. If you ever have news or video that you'd like to share, please email us at newsbreak@torranceca.gov. Also, if you missed any portion of the show, you can catch it all on Torrance City Cable's YouTube page. Have a great night.